Interesting thing just happened. So I just got out of a consult with one of my clanmates, and he's a Town Hall 12, and he's having issues with the queen walk. Like, he just doesn't like it. He practices it, and then he mentioned something that really stood out to me, and he said something along the lines of, when it doesn't work out, I just switch over to what I know, bowlers and witches, and I'll just spam for the safe 2-star. And then I kind of got the gears rolling, and I kind of wondered if there was people out there like you guys that might be having the same issues. Let's go ahead and talk about the queen walk a little bit today. Welcome back. My name is Joe, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Town Hall 12 Queen Charge technique, or Queen Walk, however you want to look at it. They're different, but they're the same, all in one. And after multiple minutes, Laid Back is finally able to 3-star with the Queen Charge / Hog Rider. Multiple attempts here. He was doing some friendly challenges, but he was implementing the lessons learned in our consult. Now I'd like to share those lessons with you. And the only way that I can really explain a Queen Charge is that you have to have a reason behind doing it. And in this situation, we do have a Hog Rider based army, and you have to take out certain things in order to be successful with hogs. You have to get rid of the enemy queen, and you have to get rid of the enemy clan castle troops. Now, when you look at a base and you start scouting that base, you're going to try to identify the quickest or the safest manner to that queen's location. And you can use the wall wrecker to lead the way in order to get into that point. Now, we're not really worried about the Town Hall. The Town Hall can be taken out with the Hog Riders as long as you send the Grand Warden with those hogs. But we're going to focus on the Queen Charge, and we're going to use this example as a way of doing it. And so we're going to start out with a balloon, and we're going to take the most direct approach to the queen, using the balloon as a scout for seeking air mines. You have to preserve the health of your healers. So you're going to drop the queen and then the 5 healers back behind her. And as you see, we got multiple defenses on this queen. So Laid Back's going to have to make a little bit of a decision on whether he's going to use a rage spell or the queen's ability in order to get through these defenses. The smarter route is to use the rage spell. That way you can move that queen into the base and save that ability for later on deeper in this base. Now, you will also notice that he does drop a Barbarian King in order to take out buildings to the immediate right of the queen. Now, you have to be careful when it comes to dropping either P.E.K.K.A.s or Barbarian Kings close to a queen walk, because if you get really close to that, they start taking damage and they will pull the healers off of the queen. So that queen is moving into a archer tower. And you will also notice that there is a wall wrecker drop. Now, he did drop the wall wrecker after the queen stepped into the expo. He could have done it back in a reverse order, but the problem with that is that wall wrecker will be taking damage from the expo and won't be getting as deep into the base as he'd like. So as we move through, that wall wrecker is going to open up that first compartment. The queen is going to target that mortar, and then she's going to step in and follow that wall wrecker. Now, that as the wall wrecker moves to the second compartment or the third compartment, the center compartment, he has a single target Inferno Tower targeting it, and he's going to use that freeze spell to stop the single target Inferno Tower from shutting down the wall wrecker. He will drop the rage spell for the P.E.K.K.A. in order to take out the enemy queen instead of using it on his queen. Now, right now, you will notice that the single target Inferno Tower was targeting his queen, and that's the point where he uses a freeze spell to retarget that single target Inferno Tower, because it will melt the queen, and he is trying to hold on to her ability a little bit longer. So again, she'll get targeted again by that single target, and then he will actually use the queen's ability this time around. Now, you have to be careful with this one, though, and I must stop it there and state this. If you wait too long on that, you will get roasted by that Inferno Tower, and you will lose the queen. So you have to time it perfectly. Now, he timed it right there, but I've had situations myself where I have hit the button and she does not use the ability, or she just gets roasted. It's so instantaneous that you have to be aware of that. You must be able to time that perfectly, and it takes practice and a lot of work in order to understand at what point you hit the ability. So he is successful with that situation. And now the queen's walk is basically done. He's taken out major objectives with the eagle. He's taken out the enemy queen, and he did take out the enemy clan castle. Now, there was no enemy clan castle troops, but that's not the point. We're really focusing on the steps on how to get the job done. So those hogs are going to move into the base now, and the queen is gone. She's no longer with us, but the healers will transfer over to the hogs. And you'll see a little bit of some redundancy here with the heal spells and the healers on the hog riders. Now, he is going to hold on to that Grand Warden's ability. You don't want to use the Grand Warden's ability immediately. You're saving it for the Town Hall in this situation. It's not going to be this way every single time, but in this situation, you're going to hold on to that Grand Warden's ability because you need to get rid of the Town Hall, and the Town Hall has the Giga Tesla. As the hogs move into the Giga Tesla and that bomb tower, the Grand Warden's ability is going to be used just in time in order to preserve the hogs to move through the Giga Bomb. And so now you're basically sending hogs on the back end in some point defenses. He does have a little bit of balloons left over from the Queen Charge. He normally brings the balloons for the Queen Charge and the Baby Dragon. And then the Earthquake spell is more for the Town Hall in the event that you are unable to get 51% and activate that Town Hall. That's the only reason why I bring it, but it really comes in handy on the back end of the base because it does weaken the defenses as well, and you're able to get more out of the Hog Riders. So we're on cleanup now. Queen walking takes a lot of practice. It really and truly does. It takes a lot of practice. It's not something that you just pick up over, 1 or 2 raids. You don't just watch a video and become successful with it. You have to understand the steps behind the queen walk and then be able to apply it whether you're farming or you're doing a clan war attack or you're actually trophy pushing. So I'm going to show you this army. This is the army that we're using up in Legends League right now. It's quite successful, actually. I've had a lot of success with it, a lot of 3 stars, and I'm just trying to perfect it on every single base. But if you're interested in more queen walking, make sure you click that video over there and you can go back into the beginning and understand the full amount of information behind the queen and the queen walk. That's going to finish us up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for spending time with me today, guys. Take care.